Well, that didn't take long, you guys. Welcome to part 5 of building the ultimate dream setup. Yeah. Does it take you forever to boot your PC or even launch games because you're stuck on a hard drive? Well, level up your PC with the Lexar NM800 Pro M.2 SSD. You get blazing fast PCI Gen 4 speeds of up to 7,500 megabytes per second read and up to 6,500 write. These drives also have vibration resistance with no moving parts and is designed for hardcore gamers, professionals, and creators. They're available in 512GB, 1TB, and 2TB versions. To learn more, click the link below. So I'm making a promise to myself not to call any of the setup videos I upload a finale, because no matter how many times I tell myself it's gonna be the last episode, it's never gonna be the last episode, okay? Setups are always ever evolving. There's always something I wanna upgrade or swap or change up, so I'm just not gonna put finale in the title ever again. So with that said, in today's episode, we're gonna be focusing on personalizing this room a little bit more. We're gonna be adding some lights around the PC. We're gonna be adding some posters around the wall and just other miscellaneous upgrades on my setup. All right, so the first thing I wanna do is install my beautiful custom-made velvet tray that I ordered from Etsy. This took about a month to get here. All the measurements were sent in by me, including the angle over here at the edge. So this fits perfectly in my pencil drawer or drawer underneath the desk. I mentioned in the last video that when I open and close this, things move around a lot and doesn't look organized, obviously. Now I could put like some type of cloth material on here to prevent it from moving, but I still wanted something that looks really nice and organized. So that's why I had this custom made. Obviously I got it in light gray, so it kind of matches the walls in my room, but let's see if this fits. This is the first time I'm actually trying this. Oh my God. Yes, perfect. Okay, so the real question is, will it fit everything? So let's go with my custom model mouse. Got my Model D. This one is for my MX Master 3S. My RGB remote for the ceiling, computer glasses, a few pens, and some miscellaneous storage for USB drives and chapsticks. Look at that, you guys. Oh, that is beautiful. That is so beautiful. So yeah, everything officially has its own dedicated spot here in my drawer, and this is gonna help keep the surface of my desk clutter-free and just keep the overall setup looking clean. So there are a few more things I did to my setup after part 4. I didn't really talk about it. The main change being the top ultra wide. I finally flipped it right side up, so it is in its original orientation with the bezels on the bottom, and as you can see, the bottom monitor is not covering up any of the screen, so I could take advantage of that extra 5 or 10% screen real estate. The second thing is I finally fixed the height of the second monitor, so as you guys can see, it is looking much better than before. All right, so the next thing on the list is to add some lighting behind the monitors. Every time you add lighting behind an object, it creates depth. So we do have some lighting behind the headboard. It looks really cool at night. It separates the headboard with the wall, but we have nothing to separate the monitors with the headboard. They kind of just blend in together. So I'm going to be going with the Gobi neon strips once more, because I do have Gobi strips underneath the desk, and this will be pretty much on the same ecosystem, and I can control all the lights using the app. All right, let's go ahead and turn these on and see what they look like. Oh my God, so much better. So much better. Let's go ahead and turn on the headboard lights. See what these look like. Oh my God, this is it, guys. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is what I was trying to explain to you guys. Look at the separation between the monitors, the headboard, and the wall in the back. You essentially create this really cool 3D look by adding layers of light. So if you use the lighting the right way, you can achieve a really cool look for your setup. So let me turn the lights off behind the monitor so you guys can get a better idea of what I'm talking about. So there it is. You kind of lose the separation between the headboard and the monitors, and they kind of just blend in together. Once you add the lights back on, you get this really cool 3D look. All right, now I want to hook up a few displays that I picked up for myself just to help personalize this room a little bit because I feel like it's missing some art. I'm gonna mount one over here on the right side and the other will be going on the left. So kind of just sandwiching the entire setup. For those of you that don't know what a Displate is, they are a one-of-a-kind metal poster that's designed to basically express your personality. So I chose these two specifically because I'm just a huge fan of the art. I love this one because it shows an astronaut lost in space, and I have this weird fascination of space. You know, it's so vast and unknown, and I just think it looks really cool. Plus, I love the color palette that they used. I also love the mounting method. You don't have to drill any holes and damage your wall, you guys. That's one of the cool things about these Displates. You basically use this protective leaf and you stick it on your wall and attach the magnet. These are all magnetic. So I'll just put it over here. This also peels off really easily. So once you're moving out, or let's say you're upgrading, you can basically just peel this off your wall and no damages, which is pretty cool. So then you grab your magnet, you peel off the blue piece of paper, and this is the adhesive side. You stick that against the protective leaf, and then you slap your Displate on there. It's all magnetic. I mean, come on guys, you can't get easier than this. That's insane. That is insane. Beautiful. Now this one is my favorite out of the two. I'm such a fangirl when it comes to like retro synthwave or cyberpunk vibes, and I feel like this encapsulates everything I love in one frame. The colors used, the attention to detail, and the fact that the entire city is upside down, which in a way resembles what's going on in the world. You know, everything is falling apart. From the war in Armenia to what's going on in Iran, Ukraine, and Russia, not to mention the whole pandemic. There's always something going on, and I want this picture to constantly be a reminder to me to appreciate life and to stay grounded, because there are so many people out there that are not as fortunate, and it sucks. I guess in a way, I see myself as that guy on the hill overlooking the city, or in this case, the world. Speaking of the world falling apart, I do love what they're doing for the environment. For every Displate they sell, they plant one tree in the places that need them the most. And that's something I definitely support. If you want to pick one up for yourself, I had Displate give you guys a discount code. So if you pick up 1 or 2 Displates, it's 25% off. If you pick up 3 or more, you get 29% off. So if you guys have been always wanting to spice up your room or setup, now's the time, because these discount codes will not be permanent. I'll drop a link to them down below. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got both Displates hooked up, one on each wall, and already it's making such a difference. Like, it's not a monumental difference by any means, but they're noticeable. Like, you know it's there, and these are gonna help fill this empty and cold room, figuratively speaking, of course. We do have some space to put some more stuff on the top and bottom, maybe even add some more Displates over the course of the next few months, but I do definitely want to take my time on these. I don't want to just add in random posters just to fill up the space. I want to make sure that I'm putting something up there that has meaning to me. All right, next thing I want to do is hook up my streaming camera. I got my Sony a6600 fully skinned in black and white to match my setup's color scheme. I know guys, I know I have a problem, and I'm sorry. I'm going to be hooking this up on the articulating arm. This will give me some adjustment points to get the perfect angle. And of course, I do have a dummy battery as well to plug into the camera to make sure that it's constantly recording without having to swap the batteries. So let me show you guys where I want to mount this. So originally I wanted to hook up the camera against the headboard between the bottom monitor and the vertical monitor, right there in that little hole. I thought it would look the cleanest. It's hidden from sight, you can't really see it, but the main problem, because it's so low, you have to tilt the camera a little high in order for it to see my face. And when I do that, you can't see any of the background. You can only see the ceiling, which looks very boring on stream. So I decided to ditch that idea and mount the camera on the top here of my ultra-wide. With this angle, you're able to see me and my entire background. So once I'm done building the setup, it's gonna look really cool on my streams. My main concern with this is that I don't want the arm visible. So when I'm done streaming, I wanna remove the camera from the head, and I can tuck away the arm behind the monitors using any of the 3 adjusting points. As you guys can see, it's got 3 knobs, which allows me to adjust the angle. So that's the plan with this. So this ball head from Ulanzi is gonna give me the option to quick release my camera when I'm done streaming. So when I'm streaming, I come here, pop it in place, we're good to go. It's actually very sturdy, believe it or not. And then when I'm done streaming, I press these two buttons over here, pop out the camera, and then I could tuck away the arm behind the monitors. This is the exact same ball head I used in Pokimane setup makeover, if you guys remember. Alright guys, streaming camera is officially hooked up. We got it mounted beautifully against the headboard in the back. The dummy battery is connected permanently, so whenever I'm ready to stream, I just come up to it, turn the camera on, and we're pretty much good to go. I can also use this for meetings and conference calls and stuff like that. The angle is actually really nice. You get to see me and then a little bit of the background as well. I will obviously adjust it during the stream to make sure it's perfectly centered. But overall, really, really cool. But I want to show you guys this also. Okay, but what if I need the camera? Let's say I'm going on a trip and I need to vlog, or I need to use it as a second angle when I'm shooting a video. Well, all I gotta do is come here, disconnect the cable, and pop it off the quick release mount, and I'm good to go. Also, when I'm done streaming, I disconnect the camera, release the bottom knob over here, and just tuck away the arm right behind the ultra-wide. All right guys, we're losing sunlight pretty quick. It's almost 6 p.m. I'm gonna try and get this done today. But the last thing on the checklist is to install the Nanoleaf lines. This is gonna be the hardest, probably the most dangerous thing to do because of the location of it. I have to essentially reach over my headboard, reach over the monitors, and slap these against the wall next to my PC and even above my PC. So it's definitely gonna be challenging, but if I can pull it off, it's gonna look spectacular, and my setup will be 99% complete. Let's get started. All right, final reveal. 3, 2, 1. Now that is a complete setup, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God. These freaking Nanoleaf lines really make a huge difference. That's insane, you guys. That is absolutely insane. Let's be realistic here, guys. This is a lot of RGB. It's definitely a lot more than most people can handle, but the beauty about going with a color neutral setup, or in this case, an all white setup, is that I can pick and choose which lights to turn on, and I can pretty much go with any color scheme I want just by changing the mouse pad and the wallpapers, because there's nothing that really clashes against the colors that I go with. But I basically want to show you guys what the setup looks like on 100% beast mode, with basically all the lights turned on, and it looks freaking amazing. My neighbors over there are probably thinking I'm having a rave in here with all this light on, but yeah guys, I'm happy. I'm absolutely happy with the way this turned out. All right, ladies and gents, here is the setup's final form. This is what it looks like during the day without any RGB lighting on. Well, except for the PC, of course. Those lights will always be on, but this is more or less what it's gonna look like during the day while I'm getting work done. Sometimes if I feel like it, I might turn the lines on just to get some, RGB goodness in here. But for the most part, the lights will be off so I can focus on work. And then in the evening after 6, 7 p.m., I can turn the lights on because everything's pretty much set on a schedule. So unfortunately, there was one casualty when installing the lines. I installed the connector or this bridge piece in the wrong area, and when I pulled it out, it took a piece of the wall with it, unfortunately. So I'm gonna have to patch this and paint over it. I'm kind of glad that it happened because I needed an excuse to actually go ahead and paint the entire wall. There are a lot of black smudges, I don't know if you guys can see it on the camera, scattered across the wall. And that kind of happened while I was putting together the entire setup. So now I have an actual excuse to take down some stuff and repaint the entire wall so it's looking nice and crisp. But yeah, other than that unfortunate event, everything else went together smoothly for the most part. I do love my new displays on both sides of the wall. It just makes it look like a more complete setup. And the Nanoleaf lines up top were the icing on the cake. Nicely centered, perfectly symmetrical. I think it complements the setup so nicely. I would say the setup is officially 99% complete, and I need your guys' help for the last 1%, okay? I feel like there's something missing on the top of the PC between the lines. I want something to go up there. I want to use up this entire wall for the setup, so let me know what you guys think I should put up there in the comment section down below. You know, it could be maybe another custom TS logo, or it could be a display, maybe a wall shelf with something, I don't know what exactly, but I wanna put something up there, preferably something that's not electronic. So I don't wanna run any cables down the wall or through the wall. It has to be something that's not RGB or whatever that I can just put up there. Maybe even my plaque. Maybe I should move my 1 million plaque up there, but I don't know. It has to complement the setup, of course. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. That will be pretty much the final thing I add to this setup for this year. Except for the upgrade for the PC. I already told you guys, I'm planning on upgrading to the new 40 series cards, and in fact, I got off the meeting with NVIDIA today. I'm getting a 4090 sent over next week, so the upgrade for Big Red version 5 is coming very, very soon. That's the only major upgrade that's gonna happen to my entire setup for the rest of this year. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up part 5 of building my ultimate dream setup. If you guys are enjoying the series so far, do let me know by tossing a like before you head out. I still gotta do my wife's ultimate setup too. That's starting in a few weeks. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in the next one.